When it comes to live TV, sports is undoubtedly the most valuable thing on TV at the moment.
Hi, I'm Andrew Luck, and I have NFL Sunday Ticket.
So it's been very, very tough for traditional TV providers to kind of let go of live sports the same way that they've let go of other types of live TV. So you've got a lot of other apps if you want to watch, say, HGTV shows or Discovery or, whatever you might think of. There's probably a streaming service out there where you can get the content that you're getting on live TV on some other streaming option. But sports, yeah, a little bit tougher and much more complicated. So today, for Cord Cutting 101, we're going to dive into streaming sports. Whether you can do it, where you can do it, how possible it is for certain sports, that sort of thing. So we're not going to dive into every last little bit of minutia, but I am going to give you a broad overview of what it means to stream with live sports. So let's dive in. Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. If you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you enjoy what we do here on this channel, then make sure you subscribe, especially for our Friday live streams. I am here every Friday at about 2 p.m. Eastern. Would love to see you on those live streams so we can hash things out kind of in person, right? But for today, let's talk about live sports. Basically, there are two things you need to know about. First is out-of-market streaming services. And then the second is the cable replacement services and what channels they carry. So first, let's start with the out-of-market streaming services. When I talk about that, what I'm talking about is a service like, say, MLB TV. I'm familiar with this one because I'm a huge baseball fan, and so I actually use this one. Now, there are similar services for NBA with NBA League Pass, there's NHL TV. Football's a little bit different, and we'll get there in just a moment, but let's stick with these other ones for now. If you want to stream, say, MLB games, then you can sign up for MLB TV for an annual rate, whether you want to watch just one team or maybe the entire league. But this service is going to let you watch every game that is outside your market. Now, for somebody like me, this works out great because I live in the Salt Lake City area, but I'm a huge fan of the Mariners because that's where I grew up. So really, it's not much of a problem, especially because the only team that is technically in my TV market is the Denver Rockies. They're National League, the Mariners are American League. Who cares? They play every once in a while, but I just find another way to watch. So if I were a Mariners fan living in Seattle, this would be tougher because those games would all be blacked out. The Mariners have a TV deal with Root Sports Northwest, which televises all of their games, and it'll be similar across the country. The Yankees have the Yes Network, and so on and so on. And it's going to work in a very similar way across other sports as well. So like I mentioned, NBA League Pass or NHL TV, these are out-of-market streaming services. And so they are a great option if you're somebody who is in my boat. Or hey, maybe you do live in your team's area and you just want to be able to keep track of the rest of the league easily. Yeah, it's a good option for that. So those are good options for MLB, NBA, and NHL games. But what about soccer, for instance? When it comes to soccer, especially American soccer, but even some other stuff, I think Bundesliga is on there, then ESPN Plus really is a great option for you. They're going to have a bunch of games on that service. The NFL is the trickiest one. The NFL is, well, they're very jealous of the TV rights that they give out. And so my hope for a long time has been an NFL TV, kind of similar to these other ones. Nothing doing yet. In fact, the NFL just inked an agreement with a bunch of TV providers, so now Disney has the rights to Monday Night Football for the next 10 years. Amazon bought the rights for Thursday Night Football, so Amazon Prime Video is going to be carrying Thursday Night Football for a while. No word yet on NFL Sunday Ticket, so where are those Sunday games going to live? But interestingly, Apple TV Plus is making a bid. We'll see where that goes, but as of this filming, nothing official yet. We'll see where the Sunday games end up. But the point is, the NFL is, yeah, it's complicated. It's all over the place. It is the most valuable property as far as a per hour basis, how much they can make on ads. The NFL games are very, very popular, and playoffs and Super Bowl, forget about it. It's huge, obviously. So yeah, we may have to wait a little while longer for the NFL to come up with a streaming service like that. But hey, fingers crossed, in another decade we'll have one. Although I should mention that with all of these TV deals for the next decade or so, the NFL is allowing more streaming options. So whether it's ABC or ESPN or, Prime Video, obviously, whatever, there are going to be more options for these games to be streamed, so you won't necessarily have to have a traditional TV provider to get them. So that's potential good news, at least. But if you are an all sports, all day kind of person and you want a bunch of sports channels, you're probably going to end up needing to get a cable or satellite replacement streaming service, a live TV streamer, something like Hulu Live, YouTube TV, Fubo TV, Sling, that sort of thing. So with that in mind, I went through 6 major streaming TV providers to see which channels they actually provide. This is not an exhaustive list of all the sports channels out there. Obviously, there are very niche things, you know, like you've got Pac-12 networks, and in fact, you've got Pac-12 networks for different regions within the Pac-12. I did not track those, but I did try to track the big ones. So we're talking about ESPN, Fox Sports, we're talking NBC Sports Network, CBS Sports Network, and then a few of those league-specific ones, NBA TV, NFL Network, MLB Network, that sort of thing. And I'll go ahead and put that up for you now in a chart so we can kind of see what we're looking at. Now, the most surprising thing for me was, frankly, how weak Hulu Live was when it comes to sports, especially because as recently as a year or two ago, they were making a big marketing push saying Hulu Live has sports. And they do. They have a few of those bigger networks, you know, obviously ESPN and Fox Sports, but they are lacking some of those league-specific networks that you're going to find elsewhere. VidGo is the little streaming service that could, and I haven't actually highlighted it on this channel yet. I will, so subscribe, like and subscribe if you want to see that one. But I was actually surprised. I was expecting it to be light on sports networks, and it is, but they do have NFL Red Zone along with the NFL Network, which I thought was pretty surprising, especially at VidGo's price point. When we look at Fubo, Sling, and AT&T TV, those all have quite a lot of sports networks available on them. However, they do get kind of complicated. There are add-ons, there are different tiers, and there are a bunch of different ways that you could mix and match to get the sports networks you wanted, but you know, oftentimes you'll have to pay a little bit extra to get them. Yeah, it's all kind of confusing. But the best one on the list has to be YouTube TV, just in terms of how many sports networks it has and how simple it is. In the case of YouTube TV, most everything is going to be included in their base package at $65 a month. But when it comes to NFL Red Zone, if you are a big fan of that and you want that in your arsenal, then you're going to have to get the sports add-on, which is $11 a month. Plus, they don't have the NHL network on YouTube TV, so it's not like it's perfect, but I am going to rank it at the top of this list of providers, like I said, just because it has so many of them in such a simple layout. So there you go, that's what you need to know. If you are going to replace your cable or satellite service, then I would probably point you toward YouTube TV unless you're looking, you know, for the NHL network, or unless you only want NFL Red Zone, in which case go to VidGo. But yeah, YouTube TV, the pretty clear winner there. And on the other side of things, if you are outside the market of your favorite teams, then you're in luck because you can just use those other streaming services, the out-of-market streaming services, to get the games that you want. Anyway, if you have any other questions, hit the comments below. Today we really only covered a broad view of what it looks like to stream sports. But if you have any specific questions, hit the comments. I'll be in there in the comments for the next few days, and certainly I'm sure there are other people out there as well who can reply and answer questions out there. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this video is helpful, and I will see you on the Friday live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to subscribe. See you there.